All right, next, Amadeus is joining us. He's a multi-platinum record producer and an educator and a speaker. He's also the music director and tour drummer for Trey Songz. Trey Songz, sorry, I actually love Trey Songz. You have been a busy man.
Yes.
How do you even have time to be here right now on tour?
I wanted to be with you. I wanted to be here. I wanted to be with Bold TV. So, you know, you got to be able to balance everything out and be where you need to be in the proper time.
Now, Amadeus, is that your birth name?
No. My name is Antwan Thompson, Sr., but Amadeus I was in school and they forced us to watch the movie, and I was pissed when they forced us to watch the movie, but when I watched it, I ended up loving the movie because, you know, we both have had a lot in common. A world-renowned classical composer, and I just kind of wanted to be the Amadeus of R&B and hip-hop, you know what I mean? So I took on the name, and I think I'm doing pretty good. What you think?
I think you are, based on everything I read about you. Yeah, I mean, you started out so young.
Yes.
And you set your, eyes on the prize, and you've accomplished it. You've been touring with Trey Songz in Australia. What's that been like?
Awesome. It was about a few weeks ago. We toured New Zealand for the first time, and we did Australia, and just amazing. You know, we performed for about 66,000 people at one arena, and the next 25,000. So to be able to travel the globe and around the world, and people appreciate your music is amazing. You know what I mean? The music starts in the basement. It starts in the studio. It starts within your heart, and for people to appreciate it and accept it all around the world is amazing.
This is not your. Is this your first tour?
No, I've been touring.
Touring forever.
I've been touring with Trey for 11 years.
That's incredible.
You know, so we've been everywhere: Japan, London. You know, all across the states and everything like that. So it's been great.
When you were that little kid in band, and I think it was like 4th grade, right?
Yeah,
you were doing band.
Yes.
Did you ever imagine going on stage with a superstar and having thousands and thousands of fans be screaming for you?
Yeah. You know,
you visioned it. Okay.
It was all a dream, and you know, I'm just living my dreams. I'm doing what I love to do each and every single day. In 4th grade, as a child, I envisioned this. I saw this. I dreamt of playing Madison Square Garden. I've dreamt of playing, you know, all of these major arenas, and I've been blessed to do so. I played the Garden about 6 or 7 times. I'm a New York Giants fan. We played MetLife a few times, where you know it holds 60,000 people. So I've always envisioned these things, and it's just about envisioning them, dreaming them, and then putting the work in and believing in yourself and allow it to become a reality.
Journey once said that touring can just destroy you. Is there any kind of downside other than being away from your family? Like, what's the downside of constantly being on the road?
It's just a lot. It's a lot of wear and tear on your body. You're sleeping on tour buses, and it's very comfortable. They're very luxurious. I'm sure, you know, people have seen the behind the scenes and what they look like. They're very nice. But when you're moving and you're constantly driving on the road and hitting and speed bumps and potholes, obviously you're not getting the best rest.
Oh.
So there's a lot of wear and tear on your body. Oftentimes we're doing 4 and 5 shows back to back, all in different cities, and a lot of people don't understand, you know, what it takes to put on a show. We're in rehearsal for 2 or 3 weeks, you know, playing and rehearsing for about 10 or 12 hours a day to perform for that 1 hour or that 2 hour, you know, depending on what the show is. So I'm glad you asked that. A lot goes into it, but when you love it, you know, it's not even work.
Right, exactly. You also work with Chris Brown. Tell us about that.
Amazing. One of the most talented artists of our time. Just a passionate being about music, about life, and I'm just blessed. I worked on the Heartbreak on the Full Moon album, which is I think double platinum at this point. We produced 9 songs on that album with my Platinum Boy Music team. We've done all kind of records. We did a record with J-Lo. We did a record with Justin Bieber together. So just an amazing creator, and I just love working with him.
He's an artist, as you know, that's had a lot of controversy around him.
Yes.
Does that ever, make you hesitant when you're going to work with someone that has a lot of controversy? Do you put that into play when it comes to your job? No,
because it's not about that. It's for me, it's the music. And who am I to judge? The only person he or she has to answer to ever is God. You know what I'm saying? That's between him and God. So as far as for me, when we in that studio, everything else doesn't matter. It's all about that moment. It's all about putting down on record whatever you're feeling in your heart, in your soul. So I would never not work with someone according to challenges or whatever is happening in the news. So no, I wouldn't base it on that.
So nothing would change that for
No,
you?
absolutely not.
So you just separate the art from the artist?
I mean, I won't even focus on that. It's not my world. It's not my issue. And the best thing that I can do for him, especially CB, is to keep him in prayer and lift him up. And when we're in each other's presence, just be a positive light for him to be able to focus on what he needs to focus on, which is creating great music.
You are creating or producing theme songs for ESPN.
Yes.
How do you get involved in that?
Oh, man, long story, but I'll make it quick.
Make it quick. Okay.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to meet with the music director, and then the connection was great. So I do a lot of scoring as well, and I just finished watching ESPN before I came here. And my background, my music plays in the background for sports, for highlights, Sports Center. So it's always amazing to see my favorite athlete, Odell Beckham or LeBron James, New York Giants at the Super Bowl, and my music is playing in the background, knowing that I made it in my house. So it's pretty cool.
So what makes you, like, you're just watching these obviously silent clips, and then in your head you're like, like, how do you come up with
You know
that?
what? It's the opposite. It's
Okay.
where the music director will call me and say, hey, we need this type of track. We need trap music, similar to Lil Wayne, similar to 2 Chainz for this segment. And I'll just, I'll have those kind of tracks on deck, provide the tracks, and it's simple. And then they add. They got the hard part. The hard part is them adding the tracks to whatever they're showing online, So I think I have the easy part.
Oh, well, yeah, because you have the talent. If they
thank
made
you.
me do it, I'd
Well,
be
thank you.
like, Mary had a little lamb. Or like, yeah, that's not going to
I
work.
can still use that.
I'm sure you could. Your name is Amadeus.
Yes.
You use your position to give back and educate others
Absolutely.
about the music industry. Can you expand on that?
Yeah, growing up, I've been in the music business for 17, going on 18 years. And it's tough. There's a lot of trials and tribulations. There's a lot of pitfalls, and I went through a lot. So my thought process was, why allow people that's coming up to go through the same things I went through? Why not school them to the game? Why not help them along the way? Why allow them to fail and to be hurt like I was? So that's that was my way of thinking. And I just love being a blessing to people. I love giving back. I love sharing information. I'm not intimidated, and I think that's what stops people from helping one another, is that they're intimidated that they might lose their spot. And I always say it, I don't really care about my spot. I want to prepare you to have my spot. Why? Because if you're continuing to move and grow and elevate, you're not going to be in the same position you were. So it's kind of like, it's not really a shot, but it's the truth, where you want my spot, take my spot, because I'm on to the next level. I'm on to the next spot.
You're elevating.
You know what I'm saying? So come on, take it. But you just got to catch up,
Finally, which what artists would you like to work with in the future?
Jay-Z is still on my bucket list. Rick Ross. I'm a church boy. So Mary, Kurt Franklin, Rihanna. List goes on and on. I would love to really score a film. I haven't done that. I scored BT, MTV, Sprite, ESPN as we named. But to do a movie, I think would be something that would be great for my bucket
You're
list.
on your way.
Well, thank you.
Madden, video
Yeah.
games. You're doing it all.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, you're a little busy. Be safe out on the road.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.